How does the all-electric P7 sedan from Chinese EV manufacturer XPENG compare to the Tesla Model 3? And will the XPENG P7 be sold in the USA? Make sure that you stick around as I dive into some detailed comparisons between these all-electric sedans, including driving performance, technology, and features, and a whole lot more. While the all-electric P7 sedan from Chinese EV manufacturer XPENG is not available in the USA, according to an article from Electrek, last year the company did secure a permit to test the P7 on US roads. They even have an office in Mountain View, California under the name X Motors AI, which appears to be focused on autonomous driving software. This all seems to make a US version of the P7 sometime in the future a possibility. Besides their home market in China, where they have delivered over 40,000 P7s since its launch in mid-2020, according to an August press release from XPENG, they recently shipped the first batch of P7 smart electric sedans to Norway, with customer deliveries expected in the fourth quarter of this year, 2021. When it comes to pricing and available models, the XPENG P7 is available in a standard range, long range, and super long range rear-wheel drive variant, as well as a four-wheel drive high-performance version. Right now in China, Tesla offers a standard range Model 3 and also a performance Model 3. And as you can see, the standard range Model 3 is about the same price roughly as the standard range XPENG P7. Also, with the performance version of the Model 3, that price is identical to the starting price of the four-wheel drive high-performance XPENG P7. For reference, I went ahead and converted these prices over in this chart to United States dollars so you can get an idea after the available subsidies what these prices look like in United States dollars. Also, as I mentioned, the XPENG P7 is being exported to Norway in either a rear-wheel drive long-range version or the high-performance four-wheel drive version. And XPENG has mentioned that this vehicle in Norway will have a price starting at around 440,000 Norwegian krone. When you take a look at a pricing comparison between the Tesla Model 3 long range, which is available in Norway, and you compare that to the XPENG P7 long-range version, the Tesla is slightly more expensive. However, the Tesla Model 3 has an all-wheel drive powertrain, whereas the long-range version of the P7 is only a rear-wheel drive model. XPENG has not yet announced pricing for the high-performance version of the P7 in Norway. When it comes to exterior style, the P7 is slightly larger and heavier than the Tesla Model 3, but it's not quite as large as the Tesla Model S. The P7 features a very clean and curved front end with a thin light strip running across the front of the vehicle. And I especially love the rear of the P7, which features a beautiful sweeping Model S-esque rear roofline and a distinctive thin light bar that runs across the entire back of the vehicle. The side profile of the P7 looks very much like the Tesla Model S, including very similar shaped side panels to the Tesla Model S, similar curves, and almost an identically shaped roofline. The resemblance is especially noticeable when you look at the side glass windows and the trim, which looks very similar to the Tesla Model S as well. While I do personally prefer the exterior design of the Tesla Model 3 over the P7, XPENG did design a great-looking EV that is sure to turn heads. When it comes to interior style, like the Tesla Model 3, the P7 interior is very clean and modern with few physical buttons. However, unlike the Tesla Model 3, which only features a very large 15-inch central touchscreen, the XPENG P7 also features a display in front of the driver in addition to the central touchscreen. In the P7, the integration of the front touchscreens into the dash remind me a lot of what the Ioniq 5 looks like inside. However, the rest of the interior style is quite unique to the P7. When it comes to the infotainment system, software, and the user interface of this system, while Tesla's software functionality and user interface is currently unmatched by any other automaker and is the gold standard in my opinion, the XPENG P7 infotainment system appears very well designed and easy to use. The P7 user interface is very modern and responsive and is likely better than other competitors besides, of course, Tesla. When it comes to some of the technology built into the infotainment system and built into the interior of the P7, like the Model 3, the P7 also features voice-activated controls, in-car games, cellular internet connectivity, smart navigation, and even a karaoke app. XPENG even has a security function that they call Sentinel mode, which functions in a very similar way to Tesla's Sentry mode. Also, depending on which trim level that you pick, the P7 also has available mobile phone wireless charging, offers an AC outlet for rear passengers, heated front seats, and even offers a ventilated front driver's seat, which is not something that is currently offered on the Tesla Model 3. For those who prefer real leather over the vegan leather seats that are found in the Tesla Model 3, the P7 does offer genuine leather seat options. Overall, the P7 interior does look very nice and is very impressive with a lot of great features. However, I do still prefer the Tesla Model 3 interior over the P7, but there's no denying that XPENG did a great job with the design of the P7 interior. When it comes to a range comparison between these vehicles, according to the NEDC test cycle in China, the standard range version of the XPENG P7 is rated to get slightly more range than the standard range Model 3. However, when it comes to the performance version of the Tesla Model 3 sold in China, that vehicle is rated to get more range than the XPENG P7 high performance version. When it comes to the versions of the P7 and the versions of the Tesla Model 3 that are being sold in Norway, here's what the WLTP test cycle results look like for these vehicles. And as you can see in this case, the long-range, all-wheel drive version of the Tesla Model 3 is rated to get quite a bit more range than the long-range, rear-wheel drive XPENG P7. And the performance version of the Tesla Model 3 is also rated to get more range by the WLTP test cycle than the high-performance, all-wheel drive XPENG P7. When it comes to real-world test results, once again, I went to Bjorn Nyland's YouTube channel and compiled data from several of his YouTube videos. And based on his real-world test results, it appears like the performance Tesla Model 3 clearly will get more real-world range than the XPENG P7 performance version. When it comes to a cargo room comparison, both the Model 3 and the XPENG P7 have front trunks. However, the Tesla Model 3 trunk, rated at 3.1 cubic feet of space or 88 liters, is larger than the XPENG P7. I could not find an official number for the size of the XPENG P7 front trunk. However, based on some video comparisons, it's definitely smaller than the Tesla Model 3. The rear trunk of the Tesla Model 3 also offers a little bit more room as well. When it comes to some performance numbers, the Tesla Model 3 clearly has a higher top track speed and is able to go 0 to 62 miles per hour or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour quicker than the XPENG P7 in either the rear-wheel drive or the four-wheel drive performance versions. When it comes to another important metric, charging speed, according to evdatabase.org, the Standard Range Plus Model 3 with a lithium iron phosphate battery pack, which is the version being sold in China right now, can charge from a 10% state of charge to an 80% state of charge in around 23 minutes. evdatabase.org also rates that the Model 3 performance version should be able to go from a 10% state of charge to an 80% state of charge in around 25 minutes. I was not able to find a 10% to 80% state of charge number for the XPENG P7. However, on XPENG's website, they do give a number for the 30% to 80% charge. And as you can see on this chart, the XPENG P7 will take between 28 and 31 minutes, depending on the variant and the battery pack, to charge from 30% to an 80% state of charge. So while this is not an apples-to-apples comparison, a 10% to 80% state of charge as compared to a 30% to 80% state of charge, I have put these numbers side by side on these charts for the standard range versions of these vehicles. And it's very clear here that the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus with a LFP battery pack does charge quite a bit quicker than the XPENG P7. And here's a chart showing the performance versions of these vehicles. And once again, it's clear that the Tesla Model 3 performance version charges quite a bit faster than the P7 all-wheel drive performance version. When it comes to the advanced driver's assistance features built into each of these vehicles, XPENG offers what they call XPilot 2.5 on their lower trim level cars, and also XPilot 3.0, which comes equipped with an impressive NVIDIA Drive AGX Xavier computer. NVIDIA's website mentions that this system delivers an incredible 30 tera operations per second for Level 2 Plus and Level 3 automated driving. For comparison, the Tesla full self-driving computer consists of 2 redundant chips, each rated at 72 tera operations per second, and with these 2 chips combined, this gives Tesla's full self-driving computer the ability to process 144 tera operations per second. When it comes to the various sensors built into the XPENG P7 and the Tesla Model 3 that allow for these driver's assistance features, if you get an XPENG vehicle equipped with the XPilot 3.0 system, it includes 5 high-definition millimeter wave radar sensors, 12 ultrasonic wave sensors, and 14 cameras. In contrast, Tesla recently removed the front-facing radar sensors from the Model 3s manufactured for the North American market. However, as far as I know, the vehicles that are manufactured for Europe and China, these vehicles still have radar sensors. Tesla also has ultrasonic sensors around the vehicle. However, mostly Tesla relies on what they call Tesla Vision, which are the cameras built into the vehicle. XPilot 3.0 is very equivalent to Tesla's autopilot system, and both Tesla's and XPENG systems are classified as Level 2 driver's assistance systems, meaning the driver is still in full control of the vehicle and must stay alert and be ready to take over at any time. Both systems feature adaptive cruise control and lane support features. But in addition, like Tesla's Navigate on Autopilot that is available for those who upgrade to the full self-driving package, XPENG's XPilot 3.0 has the ability to make navigation and traffic-based automatic lane changes as well. On Tom Malogny's YouTube channel, and he's the senior editor at Inside EVs, he has a video comparing the Tesla Model 3 Navigate on Autopilot in China to the XPENG P7 system. And overall, in that video, it appears like XPENG's system works quite well, at least on Chinese roads, and offers a very similar driving experience to Tesla's Navigate on Autopilot. When it comes to future autonomous capabilities, Tesla and XPENG both have very similar and impressive highway systems. However, Tesla is currently rolling out city street functionality to their limited group of full self-driving beta testers, and once this software is fully developed and ready for a wide release in the future, Tesla claims that the Model 3s sold today have all the hardware necessary for full self-driving, and with a future software update, should be able to use this hardware to drive themselves. Now, do note that XPENG is also working on city street functionality for their system, but apparently they're going to rely on not only radar sensors, but also LiDAR sensors as well with their new system. As they mentioned in a recent press release about the new XPENG P5 sedan, their new version XPilot 3.5 will add city driving to their navigation-guided pilot system. And they also mentioned multiple times in this press release that XPilot 3.5 will feature LiDAR sensors. The last comparison that I like to make comes down to driving dynamics. How well does the P7 handle in actual performance driving? In an August 2020 article for The Drive, John Volker tested the P7 high-performance version, and he mentioned in this article the P7 is definitely set up to be cushier than any Tesla, and he mentioned that the P7 would need some serious attention to its suspensions, tires, and brakes before an attempted launch in America. He went on to say in hard braking at higher speeds, the tires lost traction more than once on the relatively smooth asphalt and triggered the anti-lock brakes. When it comes to cornering, he mentioned it's easy to get the tires to squeal in fast turns. And again, the anti-lock brakes kicked in a few times when the brakes alone should have sufficed. He also mentioned regenerative braking, even on the stronger of the two settings, was weaker than that of Tesla, and that it also lagged slightly when engaging, and the resulting deceleration didn't feel entirely linear. Do let me know what you think in the comments section below. Would you purchase the XPENG P7 if it were available in your country? Well, thank you so much for watching this video all the way through to the end. I'd like to take this moment to thank the Patreon supporters who support me every month and help make this content possible. A special thank you to my performance supporters and also the other supporters listed on the screen. If you'd like to find out more about the Patreon community I've set up, I'll put a link in the description below. Thank you so much.